I am in the process at the moment of recovering from some knee surgery, and it's had me reflecting on many things that I thought might be useful to share. So I think you may have seen the blog. Slow progress is still good progress. That's something I'm constantly coming back to at the moment. But for anybody out there who is normally strong and independent, you'll know how hard it is to ask for help or to be less than independent. And you'll often have heard me talk about this concept of just because we're capable of brilliance doesn't mean we should expect it every time. And certainly that's where I'm at right now. So I'm having to review what goals and success look like and make peace with this slow progress. So it's less about wave counts and step counts for me at the moment, and more about the degrees to which I can bend and straighten my knee. And for anybody else that's been there, done that, you'll know exactly how that feels. But it's interesting because then we have to meet ourselves where we're at, right? We have to readjust our expectations. So for the work schedule, what I used to be able to fit into a day post-surgery has become less than 50% of that, sometimes only 20%. And I talk a lot about meeting ourselves where we're at. And this last few weeks has been a great opportunity for me to, I guess, take some of my own advice, the advice I'm so often giving to others, and put it into practice. But it's also left me grateful for the job I have that allows me this flexibility, grateful for the healthcare system that has fixed me, grateful for the support that I have around me, but also grateful for the stuff that I used to take for granted. And I think sometimes it's only when we miss something or lose something that we realize how lucky we are to have it. And things that we often take for granted, like simply walking up the stairs, or being able to make a cup of tea, being able to leave the house and go and do something. Those things, when we can't do them, I think it's then we realize how lucky we are. So being able to be grateful for the things that we so often take for granted, and to start measuring my success differently. So for me, it's very small goals at the moment, like aiming for being able to walk without crutches when I can drive again, all of those kind of things. And yet slow progress is still good progress. So how can you celebrate the small wins? What is it that you often take for granted that you can be grateful for, because if it wasn't there, you would notice? And of course, whenever we are sick or rehabbing, there are sometimes the things that we rely on for our own self-care and wellness that are out of our reach. And I know for me, much of what I normally do for my own self-care is stuff that I can't do at the moment. So for those of you that have been to any of my workshops and keynotes, you all have maybe heard me talk about this plan A, plan B. And for me at the moment, that's become quite important, because my plan A, particularly around my own self-care, isn't doable. They're activities that I just can't physically do at the moment. So plan B looks like, how is that different? How do I do that in a way that still keeps my self-care ticking over, still keeps me paying into that resilience bank account, but is it done in a way that meets me where I'm at right now, both physically and emotionally as well? So I think that's worth noticing, because we don't all have had to have surgery to be in this space. Sometimes it's just that life takes over. So what's your plan B? How do you keep yourself progressing in the right direction, even when it's only small steps? What are we grateful for? And how can we celebrate some of the small wins along the way?